Hello everyone, Daniel here. Now let's move on from a coffee review or Thomas episode reviews for a bit, and I will tell you something different. Now, all throughout the video, I am going to give a personal shout out to Drayton Manor, the Natural Autistic Society, the Tugs Trust, Clearwater Entertainment Limited, and everybody else for making the weekend possible for me. Now then, where was I? Oh yes, at around 7:30 in the morning on Saturday, September 27th. It all started when my father drove up to the house to collect me on a long journey to Drayton Manor for a whole day out, since there was a big train walk organised by none other than the Fat Controller himself and a Natural Autistic Society called All Aboard for Autism, which mostly helps families whose children with severe disability and linked with Thomas the Tank Engine, along with other people who are more than obliged to join in for a great time. The journey wasn't bad, although it seemed to be a bit tedious, especially in some few parts of traffic on the motorway. Nonetheless though, I had made it to the big white tent just outside the theme park in 4 minutes spare, just as the Fat Controller had made an announcement before we were all starting a big walk around the park and back. Along the way, there was also a treasure hunt going on for families and children to spot the character from a show, according to the piece of paper for rewards or some sort. Overall, the walking experience was much fun, and I even get to have a nice conversation with a family from Scotland who were pleasant enough to engage in conversation. And what was surprising, that they even recognized my voice from YouTube videos. So I had told the family what I had been doing there, as well as recommending the cover reviewer series, since there are several reviews on Thomas episodes and specials along with other material. At the end, I was given a reward from the organisation, as they also give these types of rewards to their family after a big train walk. Later, as I came up to one of the stalls for an inquiry on how to gain an entry to Thomas Land for a day, and thankfully enough, one of the people working on the organisation had given me a special ticket for £10. Well, usually on the theme park gates, the price would have to be £36 for people aged 12 to 59. Then it's off to Drayton Manor I go, and Thomas Land too, after all these 5 years since I went there. In case you didn't know this, the last time I went there was back in September 2009, which was exactly 5 years ago. Let's cut back to 5 years later. Now that said, I had a lot more fun than I ever had before there. I even took a ride in Winston's Whistle Stop Tour, and had a special photo taken after the ride was over. Then I went to look around the Thomas Land shop that has plenty of wonderful Thomas-related items to buy, including DVDs, the original Railway Series books, Thomas Story Library books, postcards, and many more. While I was still looking around, the Fat Controller had arrived to look around too, as well as having his pictures taken with the children. Then I had a wonderful reunion with him. Especially the last time I saw him was at Hamley's toy store in Leicester Square back in November 2013. And I finally had a picture taken next to the Fat Controller himself as well. Soon after that, I had some lunch outside Tamworth station, as I watched Thomas depart from the station to form a local swam with his passengers. Later, I took the next train to the exact place, and there I saw a slight difference regarding the ride of Terence's driving school. Now, before Blue Mountain Engine's ride was stalled in 2012, the Terence ride was located somewhere at Tamworth Station, and now it's moved to Farmer Local's farm next to the Discover Thomas and Friends exhibition, which, dare I say, looks alright. The only criticism I had with it, though, that some parts of the scenery, as well as a few models, were covered in dust, as well as having aware that one model of Toby was stolen a while ago. It was fun back then, but now I'd rather think that the models should have been in safer hands, like how the original Tugs models were handed over to the group of the Tugs Trust for exhibitions and other public places to be displayed for the fans. But I will get to this later. Now, getting back to the story, I had so much fun going on a couple of rides at Drayton Manor and Thomas Land that by the time I got back to the car where my father was waiting, I was feeling rather giddy and tired afterwards, so we went to Travelodge Hotel to spend the night. The following day was Sunday, September 28th to be exact. We've both got up early, had our showers, as well as an early breakfast nearby before departing Travelodge Hotel, and headed off to Butterley Station at the Midlands Railway Centre, for the celebration of the 25th anniversary of Tugs, which was a short-lived children's television series aired on ITV in 1989 that consisted 13 episodes focused on the morality of teamwork and showing honesty in the big city port. So after a whole hour of car journey, we've both finally arrived at the station, and I've left the car to enjoy the ride on the railway, whilst my father stayed in the car to watch some football or reading newspapers to pass the time. While there, I walked along the station and towards the exhibition coach, whereas Chris Signori was standing inside for the morning, as I took plenty of pictures of the Fire Tug and Billy Shupak, who now gains a new face courtesy of Elliot, along with Thomas at the end of the coach, whereas inside that particular room, King of Railway was playing on television. That was nice. Then, as I had a brief conversation with Christopher, Elliot then met us and took some pictures of the models before we bidded our farewells as I catched the train to Swanwick Junction. Later, as I've arrived at the station, I noticed Tom Biddle on the other end of the platform and went back inside the station room while standing on the footbridge. So I followed him, and inside the room was packed with all the original Tugs models together, along with other model boats and merchandising from Clearwater Entertainment Limited, including some DVDs of Thomas from 17 series onwards, where Sam Wilkinson works as railway consultant for Head Entertainment. There, I took plenty of pictures of the other Tugs inside the room, including 10 Cents, Sunshine, Big Mac, Warrior, the Devious Set Stacks, Hercules, Lily Nightship, and one of the 2 Boomer models. One is, of course, the original model, and the other model of Boomer was creatively made by a nice chap named Matthew, which looks just as unique in its own right, I can tell. Soon, I had a great time talking with other people, including Sam Wilkinson, who asked me if I ever had a favourite episode from the 18 series of Thomas one time that I could recall was Missing Gator, as one of those. Christine Green, Richard Macrod, Max Davis, Ginger Percy, and Cam Jones, who had shown me some of his hilarious audio works using Audacity, including some YouTube poop audios, on Benji's MacBook, using his USB stick, along with a mixed-up lyrics version of Fireman Sam theme song, which we both called Ryan out to see if he liked it at one point, assuming that he would find it amusing as I commented. Later in the afternoon, around 10 minutes till 2, that was when I have to catch a train back to Butterley for a journey home with my father. So once again I congratulated the group on making the weekend possible, bidded some farewells, and left for the train. Before heading back to the car, I went to the exhibition coach one last time, where I met Tom Biddle again, along with another chap from a trust, Steve. And on the Thomas room at the end of the coach, the episodes of Tugs were now shown on television for the afternoon, in which where King of the Railway was played that morning. After the final brief chat with Tom, I said goodbye to everyone and left the station for the car, where my father was waiting, and we've both headed home safely, as the dogs settled at around 6:30 p.m. And that was the final chapter of the whole weekend at Tamworth. In conclusion, I had a lot more fun than before, even when I was telling you a whole story about it. So once more I would like to thank Drayton Manor, the Natural Autistic Society, the Tugs Trust, and everybody else I've met for making it all possible. For more information about Drayton Manor and the Tugs Trust, the links are in the description below for you to check out. You could also follow me on Twitter if you like, at DanCoffee1991. And if you enjoyed watching this video, check out this channel for more videos from yours truly. Also, if those videos are not on YouTube, you can also catch them on Dailymotion and Vimeo as well. And that would be all from me. So for now, this is Daniel Coffee signing off, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra everybody! Thanks for watching.